In this demonstration, we will be showcasing Dispel's secure remote access to OT environments. I want to begin by correcting a common misconception. Remote access is not a cybersecurity tool. Remote access is a plant optimization tool with a critical need to be cybersecure. To set the scene for our demonstration, let's take a quick look at the architecture for Dispel's current deployment. In this scenario, a vendor named POC Gamma is going to log in and request access to a virtual desktop. They will then use that virtual desktop to access internal endpoints in the facility. To gain access, the virtual desktop will be pre-connected to the facility via one of Dispel's proprietary enclaves, which is what we call our moving target defense software-defined wide area networks. Per user per protocol access control lists will be dictated by our integration with Cisco Identity Services Engine. Let's get started. First, POC Gamma will log in with their username, password, and MFA. After login, they'll need to fill out an access request form. This form will ask them to verify their identity, provide a reason for access, and set an expiration date for their access. This form allows for fast vendor access, clean auditing, and strict policy enforcement. After sending the access request, the appropriate administrators will get an email with the request sent to them, or the vendor may share the request link with an authorized admin out of band, which is what we are going to do in this demonstration. Now I'm going to open up a new window. Please note I am shifting my view from vendor to admin and log in to approve the access request form. As the administrator, I still need to fully log in before I can authorize the request. An identifying timestamp will be kept for audit records. If I choose to deny the request, I can also provide the reason to the vendor. Now that I've approved the request, the vendor, please note I am shifting back to the vendor view, simply needs to refresh their page, and they are immediately given credentials to their virtual desktop. To connect to the virtual desktop, simply use a local RDP client. It is worth noting that this virtual desktop is restricted to only the requester's IP address, just one of the many layers of security we bake in. Great, now we're on our VDI. To ensure a fast, simple user experience, the virtual desktop has been pre-connected to their OT environment, again with resources available based on their profile defined by Cisco ISE. Further, these virtual desktops may be customized according to the unique needs of a given facility. Here we can see that our vendor can ping the EtherCAT gateway, which is what we would expect based on their profile, but they cannot access its web page. This is just one example of the per protocol controls being enforced. At the same time, the user can quickly SSH to the secondary Wicket IP address. is worth noting that the POC Gamma IP address is 172.23.12.106. And that's all there is to it. The user was able to get to their authorized endpoints in just seconds, getting them to their job faster. To end this portion of the demonstration, I will also mention that the vendor will have visibility to when they will need to re-request access and when their VDI will next be cycled. With the vendor portion of the demo now complete, let's turn to the administrator view. As an administrator, I can view individual enclaves and I can see where resources have been deployed. I have visibility into who has a current desktop reservation and when that reservation will expire. As we noted previously, POC Gamma's IP address matches the one defined in their Cisco ICE profile. From a settings perspective, admins can require things like MFA, can determine which users will receive access request forms, or can even set up their Okta integration credentials. All VDI sessions are recorded and may be viewed by admins. In this case, we can see a recording of all the actions POC Gamma took while on their virtual desktop earlier in this demonstration. Admins can play or export specific recordings and may define a purging schedule for their recorded sessions. To revisit our original architecture for a moment, we are now going to see our admin reserver virtual desktop, and then use that VDI to access internal resources. Unlike the vendor, however, the admin's user profile will be allowed to access the EtherCAT's web portal. This highlights the different per-user ACLs available within Dispel. First, the admin will jump into a specific stack and reserve from the available pool of VDIs. Then using an RDP client, the admin will connect to their virtual desktop. Great, now on this virtual desktop, we can again verify ping connectivity to the EtherCAT gateway. But in this case, the admin can also get to the EtherCAT's web portal as we see here. This availability is again defined by the integration with Cisco ISE. Just like the vendor, we can also SSH to the secondary Wicket. Please note that the admin's IP address is different from the vendor's according to their different profiles. Admins have the ability also to destroy virtual desktops should they need to. To close, the remote access platform allowed fast, simple access to the OT environment while employing best-in-class security throughout, including moving target defense and custom user profiles.